All right, everyone, welcome again on the Release Notes podcast. We have Gabor here again.
Hi.
And today we would like to focus on new features that has been announced on the Data and AI Summit. But we don't want to miss those topics that are in the normal Release Notes because they are connected, of course, and we want to give you the full picture. So let's dig in.
Yeah, I would also like to add that many things that have been announced at the Data and AI Summit will have Release Notes connected to them later, so be sure to watch the later episodes, the upcoming episodes as well, to get the full picture of what's going on year-round with Databricks. So let's jump in with a huge announcement. I mean, if you are partial to naming things at least, Genie has been renamed once again from Databricks One to Genie, and then now its new name is Genie One. It is, I joked on my class today, it's very similar to how HBO Max was Max and then HBO Max again. Now it's Genie One again. Then we have a new change, Genie Spaces, which I think were in the running for the longest continuously named feature on Databricks, are finally getting a rename, so it's now going to be Genie Agents. Aside from that, Genie News is not done. It's a huge part and a huge umbrella of what Databricks has to offer. For example, we have the upcoming feature, but announced feature, Genie Ontology, that is effectively bringing to the users what Databricks already has been doing with Genie Spaces, giving you effectively a business-ready view on how your data points are connecting and how you are using your different data points, data products that you have access to. And you can also do that now on mobile. On iOS and Android, you can find the Genie One by Databricks app, which allows you to work from your mobile if you did not have any interruptions just yet on your holiday. Also, we have not just a mobile announcement, but Slack and I think upcoming Teams announcements as well. So both in Slack and Teams, you'll be able to use Genie. So when you're in a meeting, you can actually just simply not leave Slack, not leave Teams, and still get data-driven answers as well.
You might ask, is this really a new feature? And you know, we have been creating Genie connections from Slack, but earlier it was something that you need to set up yourselves. Now it's offered as an official app for Slack, an official app for Teams, as well as an official iOS and Android app that you can download and you can use them right away. So it's practically moving into the managed version. It's really simple to set up. Genie also comes with a little bit of downside, mainly that up until now, it was practically free. And of course, behind the scenes, it was not really free for Databricks because they needed to pay for the underlying services. After all, it was subsidized for the customers. And the good thing is that it will still be subsidized, but with a limitation. What the announcement was about is that Genie products will now move into a pay-as-you-go pricing. And how the pay-as-you-go pricing works, you will get quite some free credits, so you can use Genie in your account. After you consume your free credits, you will need to pay with a pay-as-you-go pricing. Databricks is relatively generous with the free credits, although we don't yet fully understand how the actual DBUs that they give you as credits translate into tokens that you consume for the queries. So let's see. We still still use it a lot, and we didn't really get yet any high bill for our Genie consumption.
I would also like to add, the current limit is 150 DBUs, which is supposed to be like $10-ish. I'm not sure how that will translate to different regions. They set the price so that roughly 80% of the current users should stay within the free tier. If it's true and if we will see something similar, I think that's pretty great because 80% of the people is like a large amount of people who use Genie, Genie Code, and Genie Agents as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's a great product.
Yeah, it is.
And
it is.
you know, if you would
Absolutely.
want to set it up with any other subscription, any other service, you would actually need to pay a lot.
Oh yeah. $10 free per month. That's almost like a closed subscription, right?
Almost.
For free. Yeah.
Yeah. But since you might exceed that free credits, you also probably want to use this new feature, which is to set up budgets for Genie Code and Genie. Like, what is a caveat is that both the Genie, like the conversational API for your data, as well as Genie Code, which is the the dev tool within Databricks, uses the same credits. So underlying, of course, are the same services, so they consume the same credits, but you can now set up a budget to get alerted when you exceed a certain amount, and you can even block users from using more than a specified amount. But of course, you might want to question, how does it affect their working efficiency? Okay, so this is also cool. Now you have more control.
Yeah, and talking about Genie Code, now there is a full page view of Genie Code. So if you thought that it was always kind of weird that how you had to have a notebook and then Genie Code right next to it, now you can do full page sort of agentic workloads, which is also really good because, as you can see, chat and agentic selector options are gone from Genie Code. So now it's a fully agentic code supporting sort of tool that you can use. Remember, the new pay-as-you-go policy applies to Genie Code as well. So even if you're not using Genie Agents or Genie One, be careful not to overspend with your AI-assisted vibe coding on Databricks. If we are talking about Genie Code, we must mention Visual Data Prep tool or Lakeflow Designer tool. What it allows you to do, I think, was an absolutely missing feature from Databricks for a bit now, is that you can take different sources, different tables, different files, and you can apply the same sort of filters, aggregations, limits, joins, and everything else that you would normally do in a data processing pipeline, but completely with either a predefined set of operators, or you can actually use Genie Code once again here and say, remove aggregate for, if you're feeling pretty lazy and even you don't even want to remove things, or if you want to do something more complex, it can actually create those complex set of operations and combine them together. I would like to mention that this is a visual tool that allows you to create effectively combined pre-created set of code, which is backed by Databricks' own sort of code creation capabilities, and they will make sure that the code behind this, everything is production ready. So you're getting the best of both worlds, still using great quality code, but you are using it with a visual tool.
Pretty cool. But there is also another way how you can utilize Databricks new things and new features when developing. And that is what I would like to talk about. It's not even a Databricks release, but it's actually a new open source project that they announced. And this is called Omnigent. Omnigent, how they call it, is the meta harness. So it's like a harness of the harnesses. They talked about this quite a lot during the summit. So let me share the video when Matej was talking about it and spots his shoes. Like, it is the brand color of Omnigent. I like it a lot. And actually, Omnigent is a tool that you can run on your computer, and it can manage your agents' cloud code or codecs and so on. You can also have access to Omnigent as a hosted version in your Databricks workspace. So this one is in our workspace, and you can just type /Omnigent to the end of your workspace URL, and you will get a hosted version, which means now you can control your agents from a hosted version. You can access it from your mobile and wherever, and you can let your agents work. But you might want to ask, okay, where is this actually executing? So you can connect your computer to this, and this will be able to run agents on your computer. Or you can even use a new feature on Databricks, which is Databricks Sandbox. So you can connect the Databricks Sandbox, which is a hosted headless environment where the agents can run, and with that you can fully offload the work with your agents from your local computer to a Databricks workspace. And the last thing that I would like to add to you is that what is the benefit here? The benefit is that it automatically has all the Databricks features connected, so you can use the Databricks governed AI gateways or models available for your coding activities. So it's just an easy setup and a way to control and manage your agentic development workflow. Coming to the last feature that connects the dots, you probably want to use governed endpoints for your models, like, for example, Fable 5, which I don't know if it is currently available or not. I guess not.
I don't think so, no.
Was available on Databricks for the something like 24-hour period.
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
Of course. You also probably want to control who uses how much of these modules. So for that, now you can manage your LLMs in Unity Catalog finally with the so-called model services. And that is practically unification of the endpoint and the model governance on Databricks hosted LLMs. So here there's a new tab in Unity Catalog system.ai schema, where there is services, and now you can see all these hosted models, let's say GPT-5.5, and you can manage the permissions of this model, and this will also propagate to the AI gateway. So remove permission on this service, then people will not be able to access that endpoint. Probably you don't really want to remove the entire access to that model. Probably you will only want to use selected models from the different families. And maybe you don't want to remove full access, but you want to control how much is that available. So for that, the Unity AI Gateway offers rate limiting. So instead of fully remove the access, you can give rate limits to specific people, and so that you have a full control over how much tokens they can consume, still making it available for them to run agentic development, which is cool. So that's a wrap for today. There's a lot more to talk about. We will come back with the next episode for unpacking more features. And hope we can make it faster this time. So thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for being here, and see you
next time.
Yeah.
Thanks. Cheers.